In the previous video, we talked about Shinya's experience in Konkatsu parties where Japanese people find their partners.
Yeah, first I went to a clothing store and asked a female clerk to pick some clothes for me. I asked her, if you went to a Konkatsu party, what clothes would you want your ideal partner to be wearing at the party? And I bought everything she suggested. That strategy worked well. I called my new clothes sentofuku, or battle uniforms.
What did you do after you groomed yourself?
I created a script specifically for Konkatsu parties. A Konkatsu party is like a battlefield for men, you know?
What did you do after you groomed yourself?
I created a script specifically for Konkatsu parties. Even if I changed my appearance, if I don't have good content to talk about, women won't choose me.
So today, you're going to tell us about that script?
Yep, that's right. Check it out. Hi, this is Shinya
And Saya with Relationship Love from Japan. We share tips on how to build a long-term relationship with your partner and introduce unique features of relationship culture in Japan. If you haven't watched our previous video, we recommend that you check it out before watching this video.
We talked about my experience in going to Konkatsu parties where I had a hard time.
At Konkatsu parties, you only have 3 minutes to talk to one person, right?
Yes, that's right. 3 minutes may feel short, but depending on how you speak, it can vary.
What do you mean?
If the conversation isn't interesting, 3 minutes can feel like an eternity. If the conversation is lively, it can feel like no time at all. The important thing is how the other person feels about you. Of course, you want them to feel like they want to talk more with you.
Yes, that's true. If they want to talk more, it'll be easier to talk during the free talk time after.
That's right. But there are limited things you can talk about in 3 minutes. If you speak without thinking, the conversation will end up being the same as everyone else's, and you won't make a strong impression.
That's right. If you talk without thinking, you'll end up talking about things that are already on your profile card, like a job or hobbies.
Yes, and if everyone talks about the same things, the impression will ultimately be decided by status symbols like income, education, and age.
Even from a woman's perspective, it's hard to know what to look for in a man besides status symbols.
I actually heard from Konkatsu women that at the end of a 3-minute talk section, it's even difficult to remember the faces of the men they talked to, let alone what they talked about.
Since the conversation partners change one after another, there doesn't seem to be enough time to take notes either.
That's right. So what men should do during the 3-minute talk is to make sure that women remember their faces and what they talked about.
What should they talk about to achieve that?
I applied the elevator pitch method to my 3-minute talk. It was in the business book I was reading at the time.
I've heard of that. It's a skill for talking to someone in a short time while riding an elevator, right? It's about making your presentation about yourself, your product or service within 1 minute.
That's right. If there is a way to make someone remember you within 1 minute on an elevator, I thought it would be possible to do so during a 3-minute talk at a Konkatsu party.
What's important in an elevator pitch?
First, you need to create a script and memorize the lines thoroughly beforehand. If there are parts where the response from the other person is not good in an actual conversation, then you need to improve those parts.
So you gradually revise the script while repeating it many times.
Exactly. Since an elevator pitch is about work, you can't use it as it is for a Konkatsu conversation. But I thought the same method could be applied to Konkatsu conversations as well.
I see. Also, since you talk to different people multiple times at a Konkatsu party, there might be a lot of feedback to improve.
Yes, I've hardly seen any men who prepare a script beforehand and practice with it. I thought I would be a better speaker than the other men at the parties.
How was it when you actually created the script?
Of course, it didn't all go smoothly from the beginning, but I felt the benefits of preparing a script beforehand, right off the bat.
What kind of difference did you feel?
First of all, I felt more relaxed during the conversations. I was nervous for the first 2 or 3 people, but as I talked to 10, 20 people, I got used to using the script. Without even thinking about it, the lines from the script naturally came out of my mouth.
You could practice dozens of times in one party. Did you talk about the exact same content with all the women?
Yes. At first, I just focused on talking according to the script. I didn't change the content depending on the other person. By talking according to the script, I was able to stop being nervous when talking to women who were my type.
That's a big benefit. Usually people get nervous when talking to their preferred type and can't be themselves.
That's right. On the other hand, it's also good that you can talk to women who are not your type with the same level of energy.
Are there any benefits to talk well with women who aren't your type?
Yes, there are. For example, imagine that a woman who is not your type is sitting right in front of you, and your type of woman is sitting next to her. It's a common case that these two end up being friends later on.
I see. Women tend to have a favorable impression in a man who are friendly even to their friends. Conversely, even if a man is attentive to her, she can't trust him if he ignores her friends.
That's right. Women instinctively have a favorable impression of men who are highly regarded by other women. So you need to make a good impression on your favorite woman's friends as well.
And you don't know if her friends are at the party until later on.
Yes, many men participate in Konkatsu parties alone, but women often invite 2 or 3 friends to come with them. Even if they are seated apart, they may still be friends. So you need to treat all of the women at the party equally.
That's where the script is handy, isn't it?
Exactly. If you speak according to the script, you can treat all the women at the party equally and even at the results.
How long did it take to complete the script?
It wasn't until I made about 3 revisions that I saw significant results. Suddenly, the number of likes from women increased. After that, I continued to revise the script little by little.
What was the content of the script specifically?
At first, it was safe content, but gradually it became daring. For example, Japanese men are generally not good at complimenting women and don't even give compliments. They may also compliment physical features which can backfire. For example, few women are pleased when a man says, "You're tall." Saying, "Your skin is beautiful" can also have the opposite effect because it has a sexual connotation.
Even if the person intends to compliment, the woman who hears it may feel that it is actually something she is insecure about or off-putting, right?
Men often tend to say, "You're beautiful" to beautiful women, but it's not very effective.
Women want men to different aspects of them.
But you can't compliment a woman's personality when you first meet her. You don't know anything about her yet. So I put lines in the script to compliment the clothes and jewelry she wears.
Clothes are unrelated to the body, so I think it's okay to compliment them. Especially at Konkatsu parties, where clothes and jewelry are important.
Since men are not knowledgeable about women's clothing, I didn't include many specific lines, saying things like, "Oh, that's a nice dress. It looks good on you." Or, "I like the color of your dress," are the safest lines. However, because most men don't say these things, they have the effect of making women remember them.
I see. Indeed, it might be nice to hear that.
I put a lot of positive words like these in my script. I not only complimented their clothing, but also their jobs and pastimes. Additionally, I made sure to share information about myself as well.
Even if women receive a lot of compliments, they become anxious if they don't know who the other person is.
Specifically, I created a script that compliments the other person for the first minute and a half, and then talks about myself for the remaining minute and a half. When talking about myself, I repeatedly checked the lines to make sure they didn't sound like bragging.
That's a good point. Men sometimes try to make themselves look bigger and end up sounding like they are bragging.
By gradually improving the lines while observing the other person's reaction, I was able to see tangible results. Then, improving my speaking skills became enjoyable.
True, it's fun when you see results.
After that, the purpose of my participating in Konkatsu parties changed. Improving the script became more enjoyable than finding a girlfriend. Therefore, even if there was a woman I liked at the party, I sometimes didn't approach her on purpose. If things went well and we started dating, I wouldn't be able to come to Konkatsu parties anymore.
That's putting the cart before the horse.
But during that period, I focused on creating the script and continued to participate in Konkatsu parties. Ultimately, I wanted to create a script that other men could also use to achieve results.
You had a passion for it.
Yes, after the script matured to a certain extent, I added elements that only I could do in the 3-minute talk.
What was that?
I'll tell you more about that in the next video.
I can't wait. If you feel the same way, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching,
And we'll see you soon.